The War in Heaven Revisited. Is Las Vegas the home of malevolent forces in the spiritual realm? I'm your friendly neighborhood Christian whistleblower, Jeffrey Daugherty. This is the Gospel Truth Channel, and we're coming to you tonight revisiting something that we talked about some months ago. We talked about the book by Kyle Griffith, which is entitled War in Heaven. Hello, Jesse McCartney. Hello, Nancy Prensa. Nice to see you folks. Nice to see all the new folks tuning in. And, of course, nice to see all the old folks turning in, too. And I don't mean old, but, you know. Yeah, I got the new mic fired up today, so let me know how it sounds. I got a new soundboard here so I can do some adjustments. Let me know if it's good, bad, or indifferent, and we will take it from there. But we did some months ago talk about this book from Kyle Griffith called War in Heaven, and part of his theory was that there is an actual war in heaven between malevolent forces. It's forces that are trying to keep us coming back and reincarnating, continuing to use us and feed off of us, and then there's forces that are trying to get us to actually, the good forces want us to reincarnate. The bad forces want us to just stay in soul farms in the heavens. So the fact that some of them want, the fact that they really both, the good guys, quote unquote, want us to stay in this world and reincarnate, gave me some pause, to be frank with you. But the premise of the book was good. The premise was that there is a malevolent group of beings that are bound on trying to get us to remain in soul farms, and they create soul farms here on this planet. Soul farms used to just be religion. Now soul farms have expanded to include sports, so there'd be NFL soul farms, concerts. Oh, there's another one, man. Concerts are a big soul farm source. Oh, wow, this really ties in. I mean, you think about it, if these malevolent beings are trying to have soul farms through concerts, which really is just a way to get worship and bloodshed, what better way to do it than what they did in Las Vegas? Harvest Festival really was a harvest festival. And part of the interesting thing about Griffith's book is he claims that the malevolent forces are headquartered in Las Vegas, and specifically they're headquartered on the Las Vegas Strip. So interesting that Griffith would say that the malevolent forces are located in Las Vegas and even located on the Las Vegas Strip. Wow. That is, rather interesting to me, because not only would they be in Vegas, but they'd be on the very Strip, right where this took place. And if you look at the Strip, I just wanted to show you a couple things real quickly. Ransom and I did a show, and there's some very interesting typology that I don't know if it's gotten enough play, really. But if you look at this, here's the actual place where the concert was held. And here is, well, let's make it just a tiny bit smaller. Well, that's too small. Here's the place where the concert was held. The concert was held right here. This is the stage. Here's the Mandalay Bay. And then right here across from the concert, there's these two very strange towers. Look at that. They almost look like two torches. When you see them from ground level, all the rebar is still sticking out. So they look like two torches, two towers, and, the occult symbolism of all that. Very, very interesting. So you have these two towers. You have the Mandalay Bay, which is in the shape of a star. You've got, obviously, the pyramid standing here, too. You got the Sphinx looking right at the slaughter. And interesting to me is right here in the corner is a great big, huge Catholic church. The Roman Catholic shrine of the most high or most holy? The Roman Catholic shrine of I think it's the most holy. Yeah, the Roman Catholic shrine of the most holy Redeemer. And to think about what this is a Catholic shrine to human sacrifice. Here's a huge human sacrifice here Here's there's twin towers here. Here's the Star, Mandalay Bay. Here's the pyramid. Here's the Sphinx. And not to be outdone, folks, also, here's the snake, the serpent, winding its way through Las Vegas. This is the monorail. And here's another look at the monorail map. It starts way down here at Turnberry Plaza, which is a residential condominium that I lived in for a while. Very, very nice. Super nice. Down here towards the stratosphere. And it winds its way. It's serpentine, winds its way. Look at that. All the way through Las Vegas, all the way through the Strip, and all the way down here to MGM. And then if you just cross the street, you've got another continuation. I don't think it's actually part of the Las Vegas monorail, but there's a monorail that goes from Excalibur on through to Mandalay Bay. That's the one that you could see on the Mandalay Bay picture. See, it starts right over here at Excalibur. You can see it here. Here's MGM over here. That's where the Las Vegas monorail ends. But back over here, the one from MGM picks up right there. You can see it. It terminates right here in this building. So here comes the monorail again over to Mandalay Bay. So some very interesting typology here. And if there is a malevolent group of beings that makes the Las Vegas Strip their home, well, there's certainly a lot of typology there showing that would make it seem to be possibly true. And I just can't imagine that it's an accident that it's right in front of the shrine to the Holy Redeemer, which of course is the rat bastard. And this is there's great human sacrifice probably 5 times a day here. I don't know how many times they have mass there, but I'll bet you it's at least 5 times a day. Let's see. Let's just see, how often can you have mass? How often do they have mass at the Church of the Most Holy Redeemer? Mass schedule. Let's see. We have mass every. Whoops. We have mass every day. 8 a.m., 8:30 a.m., 11, 12:30, 4:30, 6:30. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 human sacrifices taking place right there in Las Vegas, right on the scene of the harvest sacrifice at the, every single day. Now, there's something that a lot of people don't realize, that this is the Strip. This is called the Strip, basically from the stratosphere all the way up to Mandalay Bay. It's what, people in Las Vegas call the Strip. And incidentally, if you live there, you don't go down there much unless you're going to a show or unless you're going down to gamble. But what people don't realize is there's also downtown Las Vegas. And let me see if I can find it on this map. Here it is. Downtown Las Vegas. Well, let's just find downtown Vegas. So here's downtown Las Vegas. Now, this is not the swanky. This is way, I guess it would be west. This is way, way west of what would be the Strip that we think about as the Strip. And let me locate Fremont. Okay, here's the Fremont Street experience. See how far we can zoom in on this. So this would be this is the Plaza Hotel and Casino, which is kind of the anchor of downtown. And then they have the Fremont Street experience. And this big thing here it's a tunnel that you walk through. And it has, I don't know how many of you have ever been there, but it's like a 360 type of a movie experience on this thing. It's inside, it's a tunnel, and you're walking through it. And there's movies being played. There's all types of street performers. There's all types of entertainment down there. And this is what you call downtown Vegas. And you've got places there like, the Plaza is probably the nicest place downtown. What else is down there? The Four Queens is down there. It's old Vegas. This was the original Vegas. the downtown Grand. This is the original Vegas. People don't realize that. And why are you talking about downtown Vegas, Jeff? Well, because Kyle Griffith said that the good forces that are opposing the forces that want to eat us, that make all the soul farms, are headquartered in downtown Vegas. But I'm looking at something and I'm thinking that, you know, when we die, go through the light, you know, go through the tunnel. And that really reminds me of that, taking me right to the plaza. So I'm wondering if the plaza may not be the headquarters of those supposedly good beings that want us to keep reincarnating, and the others want us to stay in the soul farms in the heaven. So it just may be that these guys are running a soul farm on Earth, even though they're called the good ones. They do tell us some good information about the quote unquote bad ones. But here's their tunnel. Go to the light. Go to the light so you can keep coming back again and keep going to the light. We're just going to recycle you through here. But at least we're going to be nice to you, not like the people downtown. So it's almost like these are the good masters. These are the ones that give you a nice furry collar. These are the ones, and it's not like some of you think of furry collars or furry handcuffs, but these are the ones that give you a nice cage. These are the ones that feed you 3 times a day. These are the ones that let you enjoy yourself and have some fun. But the ones downtown, those are the ones that are just there to eat you and don't care. These ones downtown are trying to bust out the ones on Las Vegas Boulevard on the Strip, because the ones on the Strip are the ones that are trying to get you to prepare you in this earth through the NFL. Am I probably not even showing you any of this, am I? Damn it. I didn't share any of this for you, and I'm very sorry. So let me just do it again. This is downtown. This is downtown. And here's the Fremont Street experience, and it's a tube. And you walk under it, and this whole thing is lit up with scenery. And it's a highly sensual, not sensual like sexy, but sensual from your senses experience. And you walk through this thing, and it just reminds me of that go to the light, go to the light, go to the light, go through the tunnel. And if, you know, the quote-unquote good guys are down here, and they're trying to get us to keep coming back, keep reincarnating. And so they're warning us from the bad guys down on the Strip. So it's a very, very interesting thing. I think that Kyle Griffith had great intentions, and I think he's still alive. If he ever wants to come on the show and talk, I'd be glad to have him. But I think he may have been hoodwinked, because I'm not convinced that these guys are good guys that are down here in downtown. I'm not convinced that reincarnating back to Earth is the highest potential for humans. I believe that they are tricking us. I believe that they are hoodwinking us. And I believe that they may be nicer, but they still want us coming down here to continue to feed them. So you might say that these nice guys, the Earth is their soul farm, and they're not really nice. They're just pretending to be nice. And the ones downtown, their soul farms are heavenly based. And they're creating things like, it's not just church anymore, because not everybody's into church, but, you know, rock concert soul farms, country music soul farms, NFL soul farms, MMA soul farms. There's even, like they say, opera soul farms and, you know, classical music soul farms. There's Elvis soul farms and Michael Jackson soul farms. So rocker chick should watch out, because, you know, she might be up there with some of the rockin' people, and you think you're with your idols, and you're with a form of them, and they're just eating your energy and living off your energy. So when you think about things happening in Las Vegas, it's good to try and think about the larger spiritual ramifications, because there is some, and you should read that book. You can get it online. Just look for Kyle Griffith, War in Heaven PDF. It is at no cost. And you can get the book and you can read it, or you can go on to this channel, search up War in Heaven, Jeffrey Daugherty. Just go on YouTube, War in Heaven, Jeff Daugherty, and you'll see the series of videos that we did on it. I think they're fairly exhaustive, and it gives you an idea of what at least Kyle Griffith thinks is going on. And it very well may be going on. I'm convinced it is going on, because, again, I don't know if you watched my interview with Rex, my latest interview with Rex last night on the League channel, but I do believe, and Rex concurs, that in a past incarnation, I was the leader of a soul farm. And I get the idea that it was a heavenly soul farm. So I was probably a bad guy, not a good guy, bad guy. I may have started out a good guy, bad guy, but I became a bad guy. And mine was more of a religious-based, I think, soul farm. The dreams I've had of it, which really are past life experiences of it. So that's one of the reasons why I'm so passionate for telling people about these things and so passionate to try to let people know about these things. But this is downtown. Here's your go to the light tunnel. And then, of course, you've got the strip in Vegas with the serpent, winding its way through the entire strip and the killing fields. And you think about the fact that there's soul farms that deal exclusively with musical idolatry, worshiping idols of music. And I hate, and somebody wrote me a note that was interesting that I did. I'll try to put the video in, that they said I was very prophetic of predicting something was going to happen in Las Vegas. And I'll try to put that in. And the thing that worries me is if these folks in Vegas, these people that are trying to get us into the soul farms in heaven, if they've begun to move, we had a church shooting. What was it in New York? The crazy guy shot in New York, or one of the eastern cities, where he went into the black church and killed all those people. And then we had the movie shooting. Now we've had a concert shooting. I just hate to think that there might be going through their whole soul farm setup to do this. So I'm not saying don't go anywhere. I'm not saying stay at home, but I am saying stay vigilant. And I am saying get with me, get your analytical mind tuned up so that you can hear the warning, because we've seen in the scriptures, I think yesterday, that the Elohim will warn us when things are going to happen, bad things, and let us know even when good things are going to happen. But we have to be able to hear that voice. So just some stuff I wanted to share with you about Las Vegas, some stuff I wanted to share with you about the war in heaven. Just some stuff that I thought would be interesting for you to see, interesting for you to know. Again, we're back down on the strip. So actually we're not. But just keep that in mind. There's more going on in Las Vegas than meets the eye. There's more going on. I mean, you talk about downtown here. And if we pull out just a little bit more, so you can get kind of an idea of the specter of Las Vegas. I mean, Las Vegas is, downtown is up here, and Mandalay Bay is way down here. So you've got a long way on the strip, and there's a lot of land being included. So it just gives you a new idea and a new perspective on Las Vegas. And there's some good evidence, I think, at least in my frame of reference, that there could very well be malevolent forces operating out of Las Vegas. And it's important for us to keep our minds, keep your eyes peeled, as they say, and keep yourself mindful of what is taking place. Keep yourself mindful of what is going on, and don't allow yourself to become a person that is of a victim mindset. Be vigilant, be aware, and be ready. So that's something I wanted to share, and I want to share this with you about Las Vegas. Let me see what we've missed into the chat room here. Internet pumped and ready to roll at last. Good. Davey got him some good internet. We're glad to see that. I want to make everything in my power not to be reincarnated. Well, Anna, we can hook you up with that. We can make sure. Jeff, a shout out, a video couldn't wait to watch. Thank you. I don't see what you're speaking about. Yeah, I figured that out. Good. I'm glad you like the mic. Third Eye View, nice to see you. All of you that are new, I appreciate you stopping by. All of you that are acting as moderators, I appreciate you stopping by. Lee, thank you for being such a gracious moderator and welcoming the new folks. I appreciate that very much. I can't stop the world and can I stop the world and get caught up? No, but you can put it in drive and floor it Was Rex muted on his show for a while? Folks, there's a lot of moving parts here. You know, people don't realize when you got, you know, soundboards and I got two computers and you know, guys like me and Rex aren't typically super duper tech guys. So, you know, we got 18 things going on in our minds at one time. And not to mention, you see Rex with those headphones, you think he's listening to the stuff. He's not. He's listening to AC/DC or something in his headphones while he's doing a show. I don't know how in the world he does it. So, yeah, Rex is, yeah, I know, but you can see, I showed you. Come on, guys. So the time of harvest is symbolic or sacrifice. It is Sandra D. Angelo, absolutely. And downtown, I read somewhere that October 11 was a satanic day. Yeah, they're all satanic days. Was never intended on going to Vegas. Always thought bad energy there. You know, it's interesting. I've always had an affinity for Las Vegas, and I wonder if that's part of that what I used to be thing, because I've always really liked Las Vegas. I'm not a gambler. I did enjoy the shows, but I never really understood why I enjoyed Vegas so much. Felt such an affinity for Vegas. That past life thing may be a real good reason why I do. Friday the 13th is in October this weekend. That's interesting. My grandma was born on Friday the 13th. DJ Ransomus, we're talking about war. Yes, we are. Las Vegas and Soul Farms. Don't call her Nancy. False idols, absolutely. What's the difference between an idol and an idol? I think the actual literal definition difference between an idol and a brazen image. It's not a blazon, it's brazen, B-R-A-Z-E-N. Brazen images are made out of metal cast in a furnace, and an idol can be made out of wood or stone or clay, or even I think all brazen images are idols, but not all idols are brazen images. There you go. No, I was running the Soul Farm at first. I believe I was, for sure, no doubt about it. What's somebody have to say about the brazen images up here? A brazen image is an idol that went through the kiln. Yeah, exactly. It's metal. Geography, cheaper to go elsewhere and import. Yeah. I can see Jeff in a jumpsuit in the Elvis Soul Farm. We didn't start the fire, but it was burning since the world's been turning, but we can put it out. Absolutely. Kyle Griffith. And he wrote the book War in Heaven. DJ Ransom. That we had a great, probably a false flag. BS. No one died in Vegas. I disagree with that, Nigel. I've talked to too many people that have seen people, that know people that actually perished in Vegas, that actually were dealing with bodies, people that know folks in the medical community that are dealing with the triage. So people did die in Las Vegas. There's no doubt about that. And to say they didn't is incorrect. And I think that we should be very, very careful about that. People did die in Las Vegas. That doesn't mean that we've been told about Las Vegas is correct, but folks did die there. I'm convinced of it. I personally don't know anyone that died in Vegas. The people I know there all survived, and I'm very happy about that. But there have been people that I do know that have died in Las Vegas. Jen Fisher's friend is still in the hospital there with injuries. And let me see. I have a new friend that I'm excited about and looking forward to talking with him, Jay Campbell of TRT Revolution. You may have seen him on Rex's channel. And he personally knows several people that died in Vegas. And Nigel, I'm telling you, brother, somebody did die there. And let's not, I prefer in this chat room at least that we do not further opinions that say people didn't die there. We understand your opinion. I respect your opinion. But in this chat room, I would appreciate it if we would not put forth anymore the idea that no one died in Las Vegas. I understand your opinion, and I respect your opinion, and your opinion has been noted, but let's please leave it there and no more talk about that subject, because I'm convinced that people did die in Vegas, and we're going to leave it right there. So please, and if that is YouTube censorship, Joe Gerhard, well, so be it. There's a lot of other channels that people can watch if they don't want to watch this one, but we are going to maintain a certain level of decorum and a certain level of decency. And if we err on the side of decency, well, so be it. But that's the way it is at this particular channel. If that upsets you, I was going to say I'm sorry. I'm not really sorry, but that's just the way it is. Thank you, Nigel. I know you're a gentleman, and that would be no problem with you whatsoever. So, yes, let's just make sure that we do maintain a level of decorum and decency. Because, I mean, you can only imagine if it had been, I mean, I could have easily been there. I have many, many friends that could have easily been there. So I'd rather err on the side of caution. And as I say, the air of decency. Jeff, could you repeat serpent through the, oh, you couldn't see the serpents through the strip of Las Vegas? Well, let me show you what I'm talking about there. Las Vegas Strip. And let's go to the video. And let me share it with you this time. Share the screen. And what I'm talking about is this. The Las Vegas, and I'll show you this too, that I was showing last time. Thought I was showing, but I wasn't. The Las Vegas monorail. Here's the Las Vegas monorail map. And what the Las Vegas monorail does is it actually, this is what I'm saying is an actual, it's like a serpent through Las Vegas. It starts down here near the stratosphere, and it comes all the way through, and it just winds like a snake all the way through town. I mean, there's even a head on it right here at the MGM station if you look at it. And then across the street, it picks up maybe at New York, New York. It's either New York, New York, or Excalibur. I think it's New York, New York. And then it goes over to the Mandalay Bay, and I'll show you that. Let's go into the, and I'll show you that what it looks like. And it's interesting that the serpent ends at Mandalay Bay, where all of the horrific stuff happened. See, there you can see there's the end of the monorail. And it almost looks to me like a hooded snake at the end. I know it's just two different tracks, but it's almost like a hood, as if it were a cobra to go along with all of the Egypt imagery. But you can see just here, you know, I thought it started at New York. It does start at New York, New York. Starts over here, and here comes that monorail. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe it starts at Excalibur, but yeah, it comes right here. It comes right in. It starts in New York, New York, comes over here, and then sweeps through right back up into Mandalay Bay. And then the other one, the long one goes from MGM here all the way down the strip, all the way back to here, almost the stratosphere. So it's a serpent that runs the entire length of the Las Vegas Strip, and it ends at Mandalay Bay. So that's what I was talking about there. So I'm glad that you reminded me, so I was able to show that to you so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. There were army trucks parked outside Mandalay Bay the night of the shooting. Does anyone know? Some guy kept saying that there was some type of army trucks that are specializing in makeup that were parked there. So I don't know. I don't know if anyone heard about that or understood about that. Lots of triangles. Yep. Downtown does have a better vibe. It's much more. It's just much more. The serpent through there you go. It's much more of a. It's old Vegas vibe versus glitzy new Vegas vibe. So there you go. The Sphinx, the snake. If you watched Ransom and I, there's, you know, a couple of griffins out there. It's a lot of weird stuff. And of course, with that Catholic Church, you've got Mother Mary watching over the whole thing. There are unwritten rules in this chat room, and I'm not going to apologize for that. I think it makes it what it is. People say it's the best chat room around, and I think there's some reasons for that. And I got my background tapestry from a place called Cali Kind, CALIKIND. And it's pretty cheap. It's a great big one. I have like 4 of them in the house, 1, 2, 3 of them in the house. And that one, I think behind me was $35, $40. So there you go. I'm hearing the shooting was a gun buy gone wrong. That's what Ransom and I were. That's kind of the conclusion we came to. Because, I mean, you don't bring 23 guns to Las Vegas if you're going to just do a shooting. Because, I mean, there's no way that you could use 23 guns. You bring 1. Ransom said maybe 2. I said maybe I bring 3. And there's reasons for that. If I bring 3 guns, I can take a golf bag, and I can take the lid off the golf bag. I can put my guns down in there, and I can get some faux heads of, you know, they make these things so you can make your golf bag a secret type of like a safe, and you put that back on top. And with 3 guns in there, it's about the right weight too of a full set of golf clubs. So, and it makes the same sounds, the same jiggles, the same rattles. So you could have the head of security of Mandalay Bay carry your golf bag. He's not going to, but carry your golf bag up to your room and not think anything of it when it's filled with 3 guns and probably as much ammunition as you would need. And you could put the ammunition, of course, you could put a false bottom in your suitcase, and you could even send yourself some, I don't know, but you put a false bottom in your suitcase and get all, you know, plenty of ammunition between the golf bag. And even that sounds the same. If you think about it, if you got ammunition in the, you know, your golf bag has a big pocket on there for balls. And if you put a bunch of ammo in there and then some golf balls on top, they make the same sound rolling and rattling together. So you could certainly do that if you're trying to shoot something, and to, you know, if he was just trying to plan a shooting, a golf bag, or maybe even 2 golf bags. This is my wife's golf bag, my girlfriend's golf bag. You could get away with that all day long. All the guns, all the ammo that you could ever need to perpetrate such an act. But 23 guns? Folks, it's clear that if he brought in 23 guns, and he did, the government knew he was bringing them in. It was some type of a gun buy or something gone wrong. And this guy very well may be a patsy. But at any rate, the idea here is the malevolent nature of spiritual forces that may in fact be resident in Las Vegas. The fact that we need to be ever mindful. The fact that we need to get our analytical minds dialed in. And I want to help you do that. And I'm encouraging you to make an appointment with me. I currently do like 2 a day. I really want to do 5 a day, 4 a day, so we can make sure we get everybody dialed in, and so we can get about 50 other people doing this, so we can get even more people dialed in. It is all done on a donation basis. So contact me at christianwhistleblower@gmail.com. I've only used guns for shooting. I was in the Air Force, so I did have the 2 ribbons for marksmanship, expert marksman and marksman. And people don't walk around with guns in Vegas. I guess it's technically legal to open carry in Nevada, but you don't ever see it. Las Vegas doesn't actually replicate Egypt and the Nile completely, but Ransom made an interesting observation. All of that open land across from Luxor and Mandalay Bay, what they're going to build over there, if it's pyramids and stuff, that makes it very, very, very interesting. Jeff is having no idea what it's like to live where guns are open and available to the public. Can I ask you a question? Yeah, ask me a question. The Messianic States of America. Yeah, the U.S. Congress is Israeli occupied territory, and that's a problem in my idea, in my frame of mind. Davey, what's your question? We need to get out of here. When you go on holiday and you can't take your gun, does it make you nervous? You may not be able to protect yourself. Well, you're allowed, if you have a license, you can conceal carry. So you can take your gun just about anywhere. There are places you can't take it. There are, establishments that say don't bring your gun inside. I don't know how many people that conceal carry actually agree with those. I mean, to me, the Second Amendment should override local establishments rules, but that's just me. But I think, you can conceal carry if you have the license. But people, I mean, it's not like Tombstone, Arizona. We don't walk down the street with guns on our hips. But let me just say that they didn't have any mass shootings in Tombstone, Arizona. And everybody did have a gun on their hips. So I'm not saying, but I'm saying. I'm like L.A. Marzulli. I'm not saying that if everybody had a gun on their hip that there wouldn't be as many shootings. But I'm saying maybe if everybody had a gun on their hip, there wouldn't be as many shootings. So if I'm a mass shooter, I mean, there's no way this guy goes into Las Vegas, if he did, shoots out a window, starts shooting when he knows that in Mandalay Bay, there's 3,000 rednecks locked and loaded. They'll be kicking down his door, mowing him down. There'll be people taking cover from across the street and the concert shooting back. Would you have a couple of rednecks shooting each other down in the street over a beer? Maybe, but as a redneck, I can say that might be helpful to the gene pool. I don't know, man. They say gun control. Well, maybe the real gun control should be more guns so we can control these people that think they can go out and shoot without any repercussions. And don't get mad at me. That's just, that's just an opinion, just a little editorial moment from me. And I'm just your friendly neighborhood Christian whistleblower. Nothing to worry about. Nothing to worry about. I think he was set up, absolutely. Wayne's point in the show that, yeah, I totally agree with Jeff on Tombstone. Well, I mean, it's just true. In the Old West, they didn't have this kind of stuff because you would get shot if you tried to do it. It's just the way it goes. Cali will give you a felony for taking your gun there. Yeah, Cali, Washington, D.C., you got to be careful. Some of those places, they get really, really nasty. And no, Davey, it's not the wild, wild west. Absolutely not. So there you go, folks. Is Las Vegas the home of malevolent forces? I think it is. Some of them pretend to be good forces, but I think they're also just less malevolent. And I mean, if this fellow was a habitual gambler, which he obviously was, there should be miles of footage of him in Las Vegas. But of course, I think the actual reference, Lee, is, Mister, you sure got a purty mouth. That was from Deliverance. And that's really gross. But there you go. You don't get any swamp gas from Uranus here, but you do sometimes get some questionable movie references. There we go. And I think that's all I wanted to talk about with this. I wanted to make you aware of the war in heaven and the Las Vegas ties to that. I wanted to encourage you to get with me to get your analytical mind dialed up so you can get the early warning system from the Elohim installed and downloaded into your mind. And I wanted you to begin to think about making yourself and keeping yourself aware. And I just ran out of distilled water, so I guess that's the end of the show, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight at 10 p.m., I'm on with Barbara DeLong on the Nightlight radio broadcast, which is on freedomslips.com in Studio B, as in Baker. And I think that CGI, yeah. And I think that that's going to be a great show. She has about 1 million listeners to that show. So it's on freedomslips.com, Studio B, like in Baker. It's free. It's called Nightlight Radio, I believe, with Barbara DeLong. So we encourage you to be around for that. I think I'm probably going to start. Interesting. Handy Andy Kane, who I don't remember seeing before. If you've been here before and I haven't seen you, I apologize. There's almost 8,000 subscribers now, and I don't remember all of them. But he says he pointed his rifle at a jinn in Iraq. Oh, I think I have talked to you before. And he now believes that that was the rat bastard. If you ever want to come on the channel and talk about that experience, I would certainly enjoy having you on. If you actually think you saw the rat bastard, and it doesn't sound like you squeezed off any rounds, but I would be very interested in talking with you about that on the channel, christianwhistleblower@gmail.com. If you'd like to talk about that, that's very, very interesting. Because I never thought of the rat bastard as a jinn, but it might make sense. Deborah's done some studies on the Celtic gods, and it kept leading her back to Native American. Listen to your blink. It was in Basra. I have not been in Iraq. I've been in Saudi Arabia. I missed out on the Iraq stuff. But I have been in Saudi and I've been in Morocco, but that's about it as far as the Middle East goes. Wow. So yeah, that's a very interesting story. I would indeed love to talk about that. Gnostic spirit can hit a pie plate at 500 yards with a 300 Magnum. Gnostic spirit, no offense, but I'd have to see that, brother or sister, because that's a hell of a shot. A pie plate at 500 yards with a 300 Magnum, that's a hell of a shot. But I'm not saying you can't do it. I'm just saying I'd like to see that. And he came straight through the door, Handy Andy Kane. Wow, that is interesting. The Celts and the natives do have similarities through the Vikings trading. And some people, and I'm getting back to the study as soon as I can, that some people claim that Ireland is the cradle of all the religions and that we were first. And being an Irishman, I have no problem with that whatsoever. I'm going to check that out. Very, very interesting. The gun stock does not look like a civilian issue at all. Yeah, I'm not that much of a firearm expert. Lots of practice and reloading with ballistic rounds. Yeah. Very, very interesting. I am an advocate of firearms. I am an advocate of your First Amendment, or your First and your Second Amendment rights. And we'll just leave it at that. Lots of good information. Thank you. The Celtic gods, Nordic gods. And if we go to the gods that resonate with us, and if we can get a consortium, a confederation, the Confederation of Gods, we should be able to hopefully be able to talk some sense into the rat bastard, and he may abdicate peacefully. But if he doesn't, we'll just have to take it to the next level, because I don't think the rat bastard is a particularly competent god. I don't believe that the rat bastard is a particularly badass type of a god. I believe he is a master at trickery. He is a master at mind coitus, as Wayne Steiger calls it. I mean, think about it. Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light. That's talking about the rat bastard. So the rat bastard is just a marvelous counterfeit. He's a marvelous chameleon. He's a very, very adept at wooing and lying and manipulating and coercing. But I'm not convinced that he has much juice himself. So the idea that, and K1, I hear you, I'm not underestimating him, I'm just highlighting his powers, but I'm not believing that he would stand up to 50, 60, 70 other gods saying, listen, bro, and think about it again, folks, if it's been 10,000 years since the whole Tower of Babel and the rise of the Hebrews, if it's been 10,000 years, and 1,000 years is as a day with the gods. It's not even been a couple weeks. It's only been a couple weeks. He's the rat bastard, Ransom, because Sophia birthed him without consulting her male consort. So he literally is born without a father. So he literally is a bastard. So I'm just saying that if he's confronted by massive superior force, then he may likely abdicate the throne without violence, because I don't know how much violence he is capable of. We do know how much violence his followers are capable of. Green eyes, he looked like the Reaper, smokeless fire, black and scary, doesn't like being told to do what to do. I'll send you a message, Jeff. There's a lot more. I will look forward to that. And if you would like to come on the show, let me know. If not, if you don't want to come on the show, send me enough information that I could actually do a show on it based upon your information. Excellent. So there you go. We might have to take it to the next level. That's possible. We'll see, but we're ready. We're committed. And depending upon the help that we can get from the other gods, I think that we're going to be able to do this. And it's going to be one of the most historical events ever. Seems to me that the war is inside out rather than outside in. That's a good statement, Tan Hawk. Entities control people, but I think the worst ones did it by consent for power. They are bloodlines. Interesting. I'm sure the difference in calendars does cause confusion. That's why I always talk in generalities when it comes to time. All right, folks. We'll be back, I think, before the Barbara show. Yes, Overwatch. What I call the rat bastard is the demiurge. I've been trying not to say his name because I don't want to give him power. But when I talk about the rat bastard, I'm talking about the being that we call the Lord, Jehovah, Yahweh, Marduk, Samael, Sackless, Yaldabaoth, the demiurge. That is absolutely him. Sandra asked, any recommendations on getting into the higher realms during sleep? I can only seem to stay on this plane. Well, my personal recommendation, Sandra, would be enjoy your sleep and get to the higher realms in a different time. And we can show you how to do that. And you just got to make sure that you got your ducks in a row on this plane. It makes it easier to go into the other plane. And I have a sense that you do. So it can be pretty easy to do. But I wouldn't want to give up my sleep to go into the higher planes. That's just me. So we can talk about that. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, folks. It's now about 6:30, so at 10 o'clock we'll be on with Barbara DeLong. I think that I will be back before then. There's a great possibility that I will be. And I hope the mic sounded good. It certainly makes it a little bit easier for me to do the show. I tried to get my headphones working, but they don't have the right plug to go into the soundboard, and I can't get them to work through the Macintosh. So we'll just have to do it this way. We'll just have to look forward to it this way. Yeah, Rex had a bad experience during sleep. I mean, a lot of people do have good experiences. I just want to get my rest. Of course, I only sleep 5 hours a night, so I need to make those 5 hours count. I do salute those of you that are here searching for truth. The folks that are new, thank you for visiting. Thank you to the moderators for moderating. And thank all of you for your contributions. Let me know if there are things that you would like to hear me talk about. And just remember that these live chat comments never save. So if you do want to make a comment that's going to be there for posterity, Third Eye View, I wish you'd have told him that I told you, just because I don't get any money for it. But you know, if I ever need another one, they might give me a little discount. DJ Drusky, nice to see you. Thank you. And I forget where I was on that, but at any rate, there you go. Well, folks, just remember, there's no original sin. You got the spark of divinity within. You want to get my take on Matthew 6, 9 through 13? Well, while I'm here, let me just do that. Matthew 6, 9 through 13. Matthew 6, 9 through 13. Bonus time on the Christian Whistleblower, Jeffrey Daugherty Show, Gospel Truth. Matthew 6, was it? I lost. What were you talking about? Matthew, what was it? Matthew, where'd it go? Damn it, where'd it go? Darn it. Where'd it go? Actually, I lost your reference, folks, or whoever that was. I lost your reference. And I don't seem to be able to find it again. See, that's how my short-term memory is. I just got so much stuff going on. Matthew 6, 9 through 13. Let's take a look. Bonus time. Matthew 6, 9 through 13. King James. Let's share it and see what we got here. Matthew 6, 9 through 13. Matthew 6, 9 through 13. Oh, I've got a whole show on this. Just Google the Lord's Prayer and go into on my channel. And if you're on YouTube, you're right there. Just put in there, Jeff Daugherty, Lord's Prayer. No bueno, in a nutshell. No bueno. I mean, how does it start? Well, anyway, just watch it. Watch it. I would recommend that you watch it. Lord's Prayer. Also look at the one on The Lord is My Shepherd. That's a good one for you as well. So, yeah, I won't go into that because it's already done. Lord's Prayer, Jeff Daugherty. Search that in YouTube. You'll find it. More than you want to know. More than you want to know. Is Rex Bear is in the house. Rex, I went and saw Blade Runner last night. Very, very good show. Thank you for the recommendation. And if you missed the last talk that we had with Rex, outstanding talk. You should watch it. You should go as soon as you leave here, after you've made sure you subscribed here, after you've made sure you've liked this video, go straight to the Leak Project and subscribe there. And Rex, I've been talking with Jay via email. I'm glad that I met him through your channel, and it looks like we're gonna be buds. I like him. Thank you for that. Rex Bear is one of the great mentors and one of the true good guys, and one of the best channels on YouTube. And Rex is the hardest working guy on YouTube. I'm the second hardest working guy on YouTube, but Rex will have 5-6 shows every day. So Rex, salute to you, Rex. Thanks for everything that you do. And Rex is going to come on this channel, and we're going to have a talk with him, and it's going to be a good time. So thanks again to Rex for stopping by. That asteroid video was very interesting. I just watched that as well. And I don't know if they'd tell us if they knew it was going to hit us or not. Very, very interesting. But the Elohim would tell us if you had your early warning system installed, because you had your analytical mind dialed up. I do 2 a day. I've got room for 3 more. What are you waiting for? He paid Jeff to say that. I'll look for the check in the mail. But Rex is one of the true good guys. He reaches out and helps people that really can't, that doesn't help him. So it's very, very positive, and I think he's embodies the true and best spirit of our movement. So hats off. If I had on a hat on, I would take it off to you, Rex, but I don't. So instead, I'll just say Nanu, Nanu. And folks, I'll see you again real soon tonight on Barbara DeLong. 1 million people watch the show, so check it out. We'll have Rex on the channel very soon. And again, salute to you that seek after truth. You don't have original sin. You got the spark of divinity within. That's why you should be excellent to yourself and excellent to each other. And folks, in these days, more than ever, just go to my website and order divining rods, jeffreydaugherty.com. More than ever, ladies and gentlemen, In these days, it's important for us to stay fearless, my friends.